If you could choose one essential skill to set yourself up for life, what would that be? Well, in this video, that's what I'm going to talk to you about. What I think is this most essential skills that we all need to really set ourselves up to have a great life.
Oh, hey man.
Oh,
How you doing?
Yeah. Well, life's got its challenges.
Yeah. Sure. So tell me this this new thing that you've been up to. How's that going?
This new thing's it's been hard actually. It's been a challenge. I thought, I was expecting big things, but actually, it turns out the people are, they're not with it, and that's quite a challenge actually.
Ah, do you know what? I've been in a similar situation actually. And do you know what I did? I think this should really work for you actually. You should just get in there and just let them know how you feel. Just tell them straight. Just let it all out. No messing around. Do this. You should get this thing. Once you use that, everything will be alright. People will sort themselves out. I've watched this video on YouTube actually, and they explained everything how you can go about actually sorting out the problems that you've got. I'll send you the link. Well, listen, I need to shoot, but just what I've told you, that's going to work. So do it that way, you'll be fine. Right. All right. Catch you later.
Cheers.
See you later. So that little sketch wasn't clear at all. What is this skill I'm referring to? Well, the ultimate skill to set you up for life is the skill and ability to listen really well. I've made a little diagram. Look at that. And this is what I want to go through today. Now, if you watched along my other videos, one of the things I talk about in the last one especially is how if we want to set out to create an understanding of our corporate Christian identity and work towards building that and develop community, then an essential and key skill to that process is the ability to listen really well. So we have to start with the goal. Why am I listening? What is the purpose of listening? And a lot of the time we never really think this through, do we? We just go into a conversation and we're there and we do what we need to do and we hear the bits we want to hear and we say our bits. But actually, if we start becoming more intentional with what am I actually trying to achieve here, that's a great starting point for listening. And the goal, I would say the best goal is we want to listen to understand. We want to listen with the intention to learn something new. What is this person trying to communicate to me? And that then opens us up to asking more questions. It also, when we listen, we have to then put aside our own opinions and things, and we just say, park it there for a moment to really engage and connect with whoever's talking to us. Because if we're going in with the intention to win an argument or to get our point across, and we're holding on to our opinions, whatever people are saying, we're really listening out for when can I jump in and then share my bit. Whereas actually, if it is put aside, we then get to really pay attention to what someone is saying and look at how can I learn from this person? What can I understand about what they say? And so to do that really well, we have to ask questions. We have to clarify. Like, what do you mean about this? How do you understand that? What does this mean? And we have to be curious. We have to explore. Because the goal is we want to find ourselves in that person's shoes so that we can see and understand things from their perspective. And in order to do that, we have to park our own stuff to get there. So why this goal? Well, the closer we get to the truth and the better and clearer we can see someone's perspective, the much better chance we have at getting to a point of restoration, of wholeness, of peace, shalom as the Bible would put it, or the Hebrew shalom, this wholeness and peace. That's what we want when we're listening. So what are the things that stop us or can prevent us from listening really well? What are the barriers that can get in our way? One of them is we can have preconceived ideas about a person or about the culture that's shaped us and makes us think in a particular way, or the influences around us and the beliefs we hold. And so these preconceived ideas are like filters that make us see and hear things in a particular way. And so someone might be communicating something to us and we filter that through our preconceived ideas, and then we almost reinterpret what they're saying. And so the more we can be aware of those preconceived ideas and filters, the better we are able to really understand or listen to someone. But it takes time to work out, well, what are the preconceived ideas that I hold on to? Another barrier that we can encounter is we might really have an urge to fix things and try and find solutions and problem solve. And so as soon as we hear someone share something, we start thinking about, okay, yeah, right, we need to solve this problem. And then we forget to listen again. It's so easily done. So if we've got that urge to try and fix things, we have to resist that and say like, hold on a minute, let's just listen properly and see. Because a lot of the time, actually people are already thinking of their own solutions, and before we can offer up our own, we want to find out first whether they've got one. Alongside the urge to try and fix and find solutions, there's also, we want to share our own opinion. Well, this is what I think, and this is how I think it should be. And again, that can come, there's a time and a place for that. But if we do not understand where someone is standing, and if we do not understand how they perceive things, sometimes the opinions that we share are completely misdirected because we've misunderstood what the person's actually talking about. And then there's some other deeper barriers about, well, we've touched on this in terms of culture, but what about my own thoughts and feelings, and how do those thoughts and feelings indicate prejudice? And that one takes a little bit of time to work through, because we're not always aware of our prejudice, of these prejudgments we've made. And that's partly culture and the environment we've been brought up in, and depending on how widely we've experienced people, if we've not got much experience with people and we've been in a particular way of life and thinking, it is very easy for us to dismiss other people and their points of views, because actually we are so caught up in our own narrow space that we aren't open-minded to hear people out. And that can be a really difficult barrier to listen to people, especially when they come from a very different point of view and a very different way of seeing things. Those things impact our emotions, and it impacts how we feel, and we want to protect ourselves. And so that's a really strong barrier, because as soon as someone shares or talks about something that makes us feel uncomfortable, we want to try and come back to a place where we can feel comfortable. And in order to make ourselves feel comfortable, well, I guess you can kind of go into the fight or flight mode for that one. Another barrier that I almost missed out is time. Oh my goodness, our time is precious. And it takes time to listen to someone. It takes time to understand them. And there's other things that can call on us and demand our attention. And we've only got so much time. So how do we jump these barriers? Well, it all comes down to self-awareness. How well do I know myself? Because the better I know myself, the better I can work towards understanding other people. And finally, how can we put our listening skills to the test? Now, this is something that we can do every single day, wherever we go. And there's 2 levels to this test. So level 1 is when you're talking to someone and you want to make sure you've really listened to them, summarize what they've said. Put it into your own words. Is that, are you saying this? And people will let you know whether you've understood them or not. That's a great test to see whether you've listened well. And then if you want to up that, level 2 is when you summarize what someone says, why not go even further? And if they are expressing an opinion or a very different perspective to yours, try and make their perspective stronger. Because, well, they'd feel really good about that. So like, yeah, I haven't thought of that. That's brilliant, thank you. Yes, exactly, that's how I feel. Yes, exactly, that's what I mean. Oh man, that sounds really tough. Wow. And do you know what you're going to do about it?
Yeah, well, having thought about it and kind of weighing up just what's going on and all the various things happening and just time-wise, I've had a little, actually I'm going to try this, see what happens, because,
Oh, okay, so you've got a bit of an idea there. You want to see if you can, unravel it and wrangle it and detach it. Yeah, well listen, it's great catching up with you. yeah, be interested to hear how it's going, and give me a shout if you need any help. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll totally let you know. Yeah, thank you for listening, man.
Sweet. See you later, dude.
Yeah, have a good one. See you later.
Whenever you've been in a conversation with someone or in a discussion, it's always good afterwards to just have a moment and think, how do I feel? Because our feelings are a really good indicator of how well a conversation went, whether we were understood and listened to, but also whether we really listened to the person or the people that we interacted with. And so, when we feel frustration and things, normally, or misunderstood even, normally that is to do with listening. Whereas if we feel lighter and we feel, yeah, that went really well, then that is a good sign that, yes, you have been listened to really well, but also that you have listened. And sometimes I find that I try and listen really well to people, but it doesn't go both ways. And that can leave me feel frustrated too. So this is something that we get to practice every single day. And if you've made it this far, thank you for sticking around. And if you found this useful and helpful for life, give us a like. That helps me to, it's orange tip butterfly. I love butterflies. That helps us to, get everyone to listen really well. And if you've got any experiences of where you've been listened to well and not been listened to well, why not share that with me in the comments? Because I think we've got so much to learn from each other's experiences. So thank you for sticking around, and see you in the next video.